Hey there. Welcome back. Today, we're talking about a game changer for log tracking, MDC, or Mapped Diagnostic Context. Now, picture this: multiple API requests are hitting your application, and you're trying to figure out which log belongs to which request. Wouldn't it be awesome if you could tag each request with something unique, like an employee ID or any custom key? That's exactly what MDC does. So, let's jump right in and learn how to track logs like a pro. MDC stores context at the thread level. This means that when a log is printed, log4j retrieves the MDC data specific to that thread and includes it in the log output. So, even without passing identifiers around manually, you can easily track your logs based on things like user IDs or request IDs. Let's see how we can set it up. First things first, in our configuration, we had previously added the rolling file appender to our loggers section. Now, to focus on just the console logs, I'll remove the rolling file appender and leave only the console appender for log printing. This way, we'll see the logs directly in the console without creating any log files for now. Let's get started. First, let's open our demo controller class. Now, something really important to keep in mind: whenever we're working with MDC, Mapped Diagnostic Context, we should always make sure to clear it at the end of the request cycle. That's why we're going to wrap our code inside a try-finally block. I'm using MDC.put to store the request ID. The key is requestId, and for the value, I'm generating a unique ID using uuid.randomuuid to string. Now that we've added the request ID to MDC, let's move on to clearing it. Why is this so important? Well, as we discussed earlier, MDC is thread local. This means that the data is specific to the thread handling the current request. However, if we don't clear it after the request is finished, that same thread could be reused for a different request. And guess what? The MDC values from the previous request would leak into the new one, causing incorrect or confusing logs. So, here's where the MDC.clear method comes into play. Alright, now that we've made the necessary changes, let's go ahead and start the application. Our application is up and running. Let's clear the logs first too. Now, open Postman and hit the API endpoint. As you can see in the logs, for every log printed, whether it's a debug, info, or warning, our MDC value requestId is being printed alongside it. This helps us trace the request flow easily. Now, check this out on my screen. I've selected the thread name. If we don't clear the MDC, and the same thread is reused for another request, then the request ID from the first request might leak into the new one, causing confusion in the logs. Alright, let's quickly recap what we learned today. We explored the power of MDC, Mapped Diagnostic Context, which helps us track unique values like request ID in our logs, making it easier to trace requests across different APIs. We also saw how crucial it is to clear MDC after each request to avoid the risk of data leakage into other requests, which could confuse your logs. Now, you've got all the tools you need to enhance your logging strategy. But wait, there's more. In our next video, we're going to show you how to print your logs in JSON format using log4j2. You won't want to miss that. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, hit that like button, share with others, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an update. Catch you in the next video.